Finally, the international break is over and club football has returned. And we have a huge match this weekend. And it's our last game in the league before El Clasico. On Sunday, in La Liga, Real Madrid will be traveling to the slums of the same city that we call home to play the terrorist organization that we know as Getafe. And this is a must-win game. We got the bootleg Madrid derby. Last time we played a team from the same city, we held 5. We got embarrassed. So I need us to bounce back. I need us to remind everyone who we are. It's not like Getafe are a good team. They're not going to be trying to play football during that match. They're going to have tactics that only threats to humanity can appreciate. I'm talking about guys like Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, Mikel Arteta. These guys are going to be playing 11 men in their back line. It's going to be a very tough match. But it is a mini derby because they are located in the same city as us. But we should be taking care of business. We did catch life before the international break. Barcelona dropping points. And I need us to go into El Clasico top of the league. So we got to get into it because this game is definitely going to be one that's going to have us frustrated because of the way that Getafe like to set up. But I need you guys to get in the comment section and let me know what you're saying for this game. You know what we do on these match previews. I'm going to talk about both teams. We're going to go through some of the injury reports because there's a lot. And then at the end, I will be predicting the starting 11 that I think Xabi Alonso is going to use. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Let's get into it with Real Madrid. It's a bit lonely at the top. Barcelona dropping points before the international break, getting slapped up by Sevilla, things that you love to see. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we did lose one game this season, and it was in the bigger Madrid derby, which was against Atleti. For some reason, against these bums, we just can't get over the line in La Liga. If it's Champions League, Spanish Super Cup, Copa del Rey, anything with knockout football, we can get over Atleti. But when it comes to playing them domestically in these league matches, I just don't understand. So yeah, Getafe they gotta pay for what Atleti did to us. Right? But now look, 8 games played so far, 7 wins, 1 draw, plus 10 goal difference, right? We've scored 19 goals and have only conceded 9. Barcelona, you see them there in second. After 8 games, they have 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. They have a plus 13 goal difference. And we both have lost 1 game, but we have yet to tie in any match. Like, there's been no draws from us. And I don't expect that to change heading into this game right here against Getafe because they're not that good. Like, let's just be very honest. They're a hard team to beat at their ground because of the tactics that they have. As like I said earlier, they're not coming to win this game, right? Getafe are going to set up in some satanic formation, and they're going to just try and stink it out and leave there with a 0-0. That is a win for them, to be honest. So, look, El Clasico, a little over a week away. If we drop points against Getafe, that's going to be bad because Barcelona are going against Girona this weekend, and Girona are shit. I swear. Yeah, look, Girona are sitting 18th in the table. These guys are fighting relegation. Barcelona are about to put 5 or 6 on Girona's head top. So if we drop points, then there is a possibility that heading into El Clasico, Barcelona are top of the league. And I'm not trying to see that, right? We just got our spot back. Barcelona were holding it for a couple of days, and then they fumbled it. So now let's not ruin the advantage that we have. So this is a big game. Every single game is a must win. Now, the last game that we had was against Villarreal, who are currently sitting third in the table, right? Like, we've had, I'd say a fairly tough start to La Liga. Villarreal, I thought this game was pretty mediocre. We beat them 3-1. I think we were lucky to only concede one goal in that first half. Courtois had to make a big save right before halftime, which in theory should have been 1-0 for them. But, you know, Courtois, best goalkeeper in the world, does what he does, right? Vinicius, he dropped the man-of-the-match performance, got a goal. Actually, I think he scored 2 goals, if I'm not mistaken, right? Mbappe bagged as well. But to be honest, nobody in this game, like, overly impressed me. Like, even Vinicius' performance. Yeah, he got man of the match. He scored an open play goal, also scored a penalty as well. But, you know, look, he was very aggressive this game, right? He was taking on his defender, got their right back sent off. And this was one of the better performances that Vinny has had this entire year. But I just wasn't overly impressed by anybody. Like, even Mbappe, right? Like, I thought Arda Güler was okay. Franco was mid. Tchouaméni was eh. I thought Ceballos was our best midfielder, right? The back line was decent. Besides that, again, in the first half when they could have scored, Housen and Militao got absolutely cooked during that play. But, yeah, I mean, look, comfy win. The scoreline may suggest that we dominated them, but I think Villarreal also played like cowards. Like, their manager did not start Pepe and did not start the other striker that they just signed, Georges, right? I don't know why. Because when Georges came on in the second half, he scored a very good goal against us from outside the box. No keeper can save that. But this was just a standard win. I wouldn't say that we cooked. I wouldn't say that we dominated them. But we took care of business against one of the better teams in La Liga. So, I mean, look, just based off the form, this was the game right after we lost to Atleti in the league. So, I mean, it was a good bounce back win for sure because it was a tough test. But the performance was just whatever, right? Like, let's just be honest here, people. But I want to know what you guys are saying about Real Madrid heading into this Getafe match. Now, let's talk about these terrorists because they are not in the top half of La Liga. And their form has not been good at all. Yeah, so, I mean, look, Getafe are sitting 11th. This is where you expect them to be. Right? After 8 games, they have 3 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. They have a -2 goal difference, right? They've scored 9, they've conceded 11. In their last 5 games, they only have 1 win, 2 losses, 2 draws. They have not won their last 4 games. Do not piss me off, Real Madrid. Do not let these scrubs take points off of us. This has got to be an automatic 3 points. I don't care what kind of injuries we have. Now, who have they played so far? So, yeah, they did play Barca, and Barca did beat them 3-0. I don't think we're going to beat Barca. We're going to beat Getafe. I think we were, first off, hold on. I think we are going to beat Barca. But I don't think we're going to beat Getafe 3-0. No. I feel like when we play them, the games are usually a lot closer than that. Like, they're not going to be open against us. Maybe because they're at home, they might try something, but I doubt it, right? But yeah, they did get slapped by Barca 3-0. In their last match, they lost to Osasuna. They drew with Levante. They drew with Alaves. So one of their few wins was against Oviedo. They also beat Sevilla. Wow. But they lost to Valencia. Okay, hold on. Let me see. And then they had another game as well, right? Yeah, and they beat Celta Vigo in their opening match. So, I mean, look, like, this is, like, where you expect Getafe. Like, they're usually a team that avoids relegation, and they always find themselves literally fighting for maybe, like, 9th at best is where they could possibly finish. But let me know what you guys are saying about their form. I remember we did a hate watch for Barcelona Getafe, and I felt like Getafe, if I'm not mistaken, let me see the lineup for this game. Yeah, bro. Barcelona had this mid-11 out there. Yeah, and they still slapped Getafe. So, I mean, look, if Barca can do it, I mean, hopefully we can. But we don't play as fluid or as high energy as Barcelona do. So I don't know. We'll see. But looking at the injuries that they have, right? So I don't even know who these guys are. So these NPCs may miss the game. I'm not seeing a timeline for them. It just says muscle injury for both of them. So you guys let me know what you're saying about Getafe. If you've been keeping an eye on them. The only time that I watched them was when they played Barca, and they got picked apart. I can't lie. But let's get back to Madrid, because we do have some updates. Now, we're going to start off with bad news, and then I'll give you guys the good news, okay? So this update just came through, essentially, where they're saying that Mbappe still feels pain in his ankle, and he is a doubt against Getafe. He will train with the squad and Saturday to see how he feels before making a decision on this game. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. If Mbappe is feeling any discomfort, do not play him. We do not need Mbappe to beat Getafe. We got El Clasico in a week's time, essentially. And we need Mbappe out there for that. Playing him against Getafe, these guys play dirty. They're going to be stepping on his ankle. They're going to be lunging into him. They're going to try and injure my guy to get him sent off. And I'm pissed off. Because why did Didier Deschamps play him against Azerbaijan? 50 lashes for Deschamps. It's a friendly. What the hell is Mbappe doing out there when he got injured against Villarreal in the match before the international break? Makes no sense. Now my guy has some discomfort because he had to go out there and score a goal against farmers, plumbers, and electricians. I would not play him. Bro, the game is only a couple of days away. If this guy is still feeling discomfort, do not put him out there. I am so serious. Have him on the bench, maybe bring him on in case of an emergency, but as far as I'm concerned, Mbappe should not be touching the pitch. And then some other bad news. Dean Howson, they're saying that he will miss this game against Getafe. He got injured during the international break. I remember we all thought that the club were just pulling a fast one on Spain. I remember saying Howson's not really injured. He's just come back to Madrid, is going to get some rest. He'll be fine after the break. Well, turns out this brother is really injured. So not only is he going to miss Getafe, but they're saying that it's not a guarantee that he'll be there against Juventus or Barcelona in El Clasico. So our best defender may be out. I can't believe it. But news does get better. Again, I think Howson missing the match against Getafe is fine, right? Like we should be able to beat them regardless. Now, we do need him back versus Juve, versus Barca. I would love him back for those games. But against Getafe, let him get some extra rest. Now, let's get into some of the positive updates that we have with the squad. So, Franco Mastantuono is back in training. He picked up a knock with Argentina, came back to Madrid. They already said no issues. He will be fine to play against Getafe with training with the group. W. Also, Trent and Carvajal are back, right? Look at my boys in training. My right backs, you know. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to play against Getafe. Maybe they'll be on the bench. I would like to take a cautious approach, right? Maybe they come on in the second half, one of them. But I don't know if they should be starting, either of them, right? I think, you know, maybe give them some minutes against Getafe, and then they get more minutes versus Juve, and then you could probably start one of them in El Clasico. But, you know, they were both out for, I'd say about like 3 weeks, a month, it feels like. So this is a W, but let's not rush them into the 11 so fast. And then look at this. Ferland Mendy has returned from the Shadow Realms, from the Gulag. This guy has not played for us in about 6 months. I almost forgot that he was a Real Madrid player. But Ferland Mendy is back in training. And I'm actually excited about this because he is one of the best defensive fullbacks in the world. And if Xabi Alonso can bring out the form that we saw when this guy was at Lyon, oh my days, he is going to cook. And I think we could use him as a left-sided center back in Xabi's system. So, look, Mendy, I don't expect to see this guy against Getafe. I think even against Juve might be pushing it because it's been so long since he's played. But let's see what Xabi Alonso wants to do. Now, just to give you guys, a little overview of the injuries, right? So you see it right here, right? Mbappe's battling an ankle injury. Housen has a muscle injury. Danny Carvajal, thigh. Rudiger's not going to be available for another couple weeks, maybe. And then, yeah, look, the red card. Oh, shit, yeah. So I forgot. So Carvajal does not have a red card for La Liga. That red card is for La Liga. It's for the Champions League. Sorry. He's suspended for the UCL. So, yeah, he's not going to play against Juve. So maybe Trent will be out there against Juve. Maybe Carvajal gets some minutes against Getafe to kind of give him some match fitness before El Clasico. But, yeah, just these are the current injuries that we're dealing with. But, yeah, I do expect some of these guys to get minutes, though, 100%. But, yeah, let me know what you guys are saying about these updates that we have. Now, let's get into the best part of every single match preview. And that is predicting the starting 11 that Xabi Alonso is going to use. If you're still watching at this point in the video, big up to your damn self. Make sure you smash that like button, right? And get in the comment section and let me know what you're saying about what I'm about to predict. Now, because of some of the injuries that we have, I would like to see Xabi Alonso go back to what we were doing in the Club World Cup, right? I thought some of our best football came in this 3-5-2, right? Now, hear me out, because remember, a couple of players are not going to be available for this game, and there's going to be guys that I don't think should be starting or really playing like that anyways. Now, here's how I would line up. So, Courtois obviously would be in goal, right? And then at right-sided center back, I would go Militao. I would put Tchouaméni back in the middle. And then Asensio, I would have out on this side. Because remember, no Housen. Or I don't think he'll start. Do you guys think he'd start Alaba this game? Because Alaba may not be a bad shout for left-sided center back. But I just feel like he would put Asensio out there first. But I don't know. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to predict Alaba, actually. Because Asensio is more of a right-sided defender. So, yeah, I'm going to make a bold I think Alaba gets to start this game. Now, we get up into the midfield, right? So, at left wing back, I believe Alvaro Correas will start. Right wing back, I'm going Valverde. Like I said, even though Trent and Carvajal are back in training, I just don't think they should be thrown into the 11. Valverde cooks at right wing back, right midfield, right wing, whatever. Play Valverde on that right side, he will produce. So now the question is, what do we do in this midfield, right? Because in the midfield, we do have some key players back. So I would go Jude Bellingham, he should be fully fit now. Camavinga, who should also be fully fit. And Arda Güler. This is the midfield that I would line up with. And then up top, I would go Vinicius. And I would also do Rodrigo. I don't think that Mbappe should start. If this guy is feeling any kind of discomfort, do not play him. Now, maybe he starts Gonzalo Garcia, possibly. Even though when Gonzalo Garcia got a start, like a couple or maybe a few weeks ago, he was not good in that game. I don't see Endrick starting this match. Maybe Xabi Alonso surprises us. But if I was him, this is how I would line up. I also would not start Franco up top either. But we all know, right? So it would be a back three on the ball. And then whenever we lose possession, which should not be often because Getafe should not be having more of the ball than us, right? So, obviously, right, Tremaine's going to step up off the ball. Militao and Alaba come more in. Correas and Valverde drop. And then I think it would look something like this. And, yeah, I think it'd be like a 4-4-2. Honestly, like, this is how I think it's going to look when we don't have the ball. And then I think, again, when we have it, it'll be that back three that I just showed you guys. So, look, get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are saying, if you agree with my predicted 11 or if you would change something else. We are going to be live. Watch along on this channel as always. So make sure that you guys have those notifications turned on so you don't miss anytime I drop a new video or I do a live stream. Smash that like button on your way out. Holla Madrid!